There. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special Tuesday night edition of Indoor Adventures, except we are going to be calling this the Indoor Heist, because that is, as you can see in our new layout that we have for Tuesdays,
where we are totally in the wrong place.
Huh?
I'm in the right place.
Dang it. Don't worry,
I'm good.
I'll fix it. I was in the middle of something and got very distracted. But
Cat and coffee.
cats, coffees, Dungeons, Dragons, really are they that far apart? But
My name is Kronk.
so welcome to the Tuesday night crew, where we are going to be doing some Dragon Heist. Several of the people have been on this channel before. One of us has not. That being our dear friend Barry. So we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around.
Long time viewer, first time caller.
We're gonna go around, and then we're gonna just introduce ourselves, say where you can find us, what we generally do, and then we are going to start with the meat and potatoes of this, of getting to know who your guys' characters are. And also, while you're introducing yourselves, that'll give me time to change the layout, so I won't look like such a dummy. So, Greybeard, would you like to start us off?
Oh, all right. I'm Greybeard of Greybeards Tavern. You may recognize me from such such YouTube videos as Storm King's Thunder. What was the temple we did? Crypt of...
Oh, the Magic Spider?
The Magic Spider. What was the crypt one?
Kelnavar?
Oh, Crypts of Kellanvor. That was our first.
I know.
Yeah.
The three of us, the first original Monster Squad, by the way. What am I playing now? Oh, Seeking Revenar on Monday nights at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time over on Sir Lucian's channel. But tonight I'll be playing Kronk Gorblatz, Goliath Gladiator, and there may be some props involved.
There's always props involved, and
Is there a lever?
Lever.
All right.
I should have gotten a cat, a stuffed cat, Mr. Whiskas.
Don't you dare.
Alrighty. So, next off, now that you guys are in the appropriate positions, because I'm a real smart cookie, next up we are going to do Damn It Barry. Barry, where can we find you? What do you do?
You can find me on Twitch and Twitter underneath the name David Barry. I appear on a few different streams for D&D, and I have been streaming a new playthrough of Skyrim the past couple of nights. Apart from that, I don't know what else to say. Oh yeah, I'm a human rogue called Wolf, because he's a wolf pack.
One man wolf.
One man wolf pack.
To himself.
Yeah, is a lone wolf until he makes a new pack, which is probably today.
There's a trend on my streams. One character finds a forever home.
Woo.
So, speaking of my other streams, LB, where can we find you? What do you do?
You're muted.
I'm a professional. Hi. I play on the Monday night games on this channel. Tonight I am playing a shifter, blood hunter, who is kind of just a cool character. And I have a Twitter, and I sometimes tweet. That's where you can find me.
Alrighty, sounds good. Next up, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do? I know this feels weird starting the episode off this way, but...
It normally ended off this way, but hey everybody, I am Justice. I play on the Monday night stream as Calum, the Shatterkai Cleric. You could find me at RJustice282 in the doobly-doos on Twitter, where I tweet about my life and nerdy things.
Worth it.
Worth it.
Alright, and finally, hello, I'm the Indoor Adventurer. I've already said that. And if you know where to find me, I'm assuming you're here because you found me. Congrats. This is the X at the end of the proverbial treasure map. So...
We'll see you next week. Yay!
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.
Session 0, done.
Oh, thank God, guys. I was so nervous. thought I was gonna screw up or something. So we are going to start our scene with the four of you going through the cool streets of Waterdeep. Now, normally in my Monday night games, we play in a homebrew world and it's mostly my imagination, but tonight we are delving into a Forgotten Realms campaign setting. So that brings us to Waterdeep for Waterdeep Dragon Heist. And you guys are marching through the streets. You're feeling pretty good about it. You recently just had a small lucrative job that has earned you a little bit of spare income, and you can think of no better place to spend that spare income than probably one of the most adventure-ready bars throughout the entire city. That, of course, being the Yawning Portal. Now, as it so happens, you wouldn't necessarily be immediately ready to go to the Yawning Portal. It is a little bit spendier than what you're used to, as you've had, again, a few jobs before this that kind of brought you all together as more of a team. But your dear friend Wolf found out that his favorite band, a band that has a very difficult name to remember, is currently playing at the Yawning Portal. And the reason we say it is a difficult band to remember the name of is because they have not had one concert session where they did not have at least 3 name changes during the course of the performance. So currently, you are on your way to see the band Not Doug, and Not is underlined a good 3 times at the Yawning Portal, and Wolf has been hyping this up to you guys. Like, he doesn't really get very excited about a lot of things, but this band.
God. Is it spelled Knot, not Doug?
Yep.
Oh, their lead singer, Reginald von Dogwaffler. Oh, their rendition of Africa is just amazing.
I have never seen him this animated before.
Oh my god. I'm going to try and get an autograph for sure.
All right.
Calm yourself.
It's the Yawning Portal. We all love the Yawning Portal.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And after about 10 minutes or so of just Wolf being ecstatic about this, you guys find yourselves at the doorway of this bar. And as you walk in, you can see that it is just packed with people. And also in your purview is that giant gaping hole that sort of just rests in the center of this bar where the Yawning Portal has earned its name from. No one's really sure just how far deep the portal in this bar actually goes deep into the earth. But every once in a while, the groups of adventurers will rappel down and actually start their adventures actually descending into the earth from the Yawning Portal. But that does not sound like the best way to spend an evening. If anything, you guys kind of have gotten into the practice of taking bets on which adventurers you think you'll see again after they descend into the portal. And it's varied. You've all earned a decent bit of money, as there's usually 4 people who descend into the tunnel itself, and then various numbers come out, so you just bet on the odds. But tonight, again, Not Doug is playing, so you are taking in the sights and sounds of the Yawning Portal, and you can see that there is a man wearing like a blue vest who's just poring over books. He has long brown hair, and he's just shaking his head to himself, muttering, and you can see, and Wolf, you can see with your observant feet, since you can read lips, that he is just mouthing the words to himself. They'll never be happy. There will never be enough. And he's just frantically scrawling out something onto a page. And he just has notebooks stacked around him. You can see that there are cat people that are in this bar. There are bird people that are in this bar. There are other Goliaths. There are half-orcs. It has just seemed to have drawn a variety of people into the group. And you managed to find you guys managed to find a table. Just thankfully, like, as you were getting, another group of people stood up. Before anyone could even clean it, Kronk had already gotten his arm on the table, swept it all off onto the floor, and provided you guys a place to just sit and enjoy a drink. And after about 10 minutes or so of just taking in the sights and sounds, that is when you do get your drinks. So at this point, I would like you guys to invent 2 previous adventures that your group, that I would also like for you to name, has been on.
So 2 each or 2 commutatively?
2 commutative. This is going to be a group exercise. So, what is one adventure that you guys have been on? I know in our Discord chat you were saying that you had, like, you've all done kind of heisty things before. Mm-hmm. So, like, what was one of the heists that you feel like your group would have really excelled at enough to actually make it as a group of adventurers?
I always like the idea of, like, robbing a place when there's, like, a party going on. So, like, someone's having a masquerade and we infiltrate and go and rob them.
That does sound cool, because I am trying to picture Kronk in a suit, which seems amazing.
I snuck him in the back.
I do have the disguise kit.
Oh.
I'm picturing Kronk with, like, the mask on the back of his head,
Very possibly.
trying to tango.
Maybe it was like some sort of crown that the the person who had, like, started the ball is wearing, and we had to, like, sort of put on a show, and, like, Wolf snuck up behind her, grabbed it while, like, the lights turned off, and then there was, like,
that
this
one quick moment.
in the one quick moment. Yeah.
Maybe it was a replacement deal, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, the replacement deal is always good.
Does sound pretty cool.
As we have discussed, I was probably some kind of distraction, and we don't have a mage, do we?
No.
Warlock.
I'm a
Warlock. So maybe you went like darkness or something and shut it all down for that brief moment.
I don't have that spell yet, but we
Well,
can...
just a
Rolls are a
simple
thing.
tap on the left shoulder as you're on the right side. Something simple.
Yeah, right?
The
Just
simple plots are usually the best.
indeed.
Oh, look, a unicorn! And then they turn around and
maybe like a because my character is basically built off of, like, hey, look at me, while everyone else is, like,
Mhm.
in the background doing their thing, like smoke and mirrors sort of dealy.
Maybe you and Kronk have a situation, like, you guys have, like, a routine that you do with each other where like, Kronk spills wine on you or something like that, and then you guys, like, start a scuffle.
Like that scene from Road to El Dorado.
Exactly.
You fight like my sister. I fought your sister.
Just like that sort of thing, because Kronk, you have the gladiator background, right? Like, you chose
Right.
entertainer, but specializing in fight entertainment.
I do indeed have performance skill.
So you guys could definitely, because what is your name? Hubris. I believe did you take any kind of performance skill or anything like that?
I have deception.
That could work in this kind of situation. Like, if you knew, I want to say, like, if Kronk, or maybe you're the wine spiller. Maybe you're the one that spills wine on the really big guy.
Yeah.
And it's more of a just, like, you see him, like the crowd just always sees this tiefling getting lifted up over Kronk's head. So it like, as soon as you become the tallest thing, and Kronk's already pretty big, like, as soon as you become the tallest person in this crowd.
that's our signal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have sleight of hand? Or is that only me?
I have stealth.
I have a +3 in sleight of hand. I'm not proficient in it.
Okay, well then I'll probably be the one that swipes the item and palms it off to you as you walk off.
Yeah.
Ah, that's cool, like a crossover. So that if anybody goes after Wolf
And
does.
then I'll use my perception to make sure nobody saw anything happen. And if they did, I'll just signal Kronk to throw Hubris into.
I like the idea, like, it turns into like this sort of ballroom blitz. Like Kronk throws me at the punch table and it just cracks and I disappear behind it. And as everything's like going to hell, we just patter out.
All separate ways and meet up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, what about this? What if the yawning portal is your meetup spot? Because there's always so many people there that you guys always just like quickly change and get out of that and then head to the yawning portal. As again, the bar is just packed at all times. So if the guard wanted to eject everybody from the bar and interview everyone, I mean, you guys know that like you could go down the pit if it came to that, but
Just chuck a gold at Braun and then jump into the pit.
All right.
Okay, I like that.
Nice.
So I like this heist method.
So the heist of the crown of
Or like
whoever.
a tiara, whatever.
Some head-worn item.
Yeah. The headpiece.
Headpiece.
What's our other one?
The second one?
Are
Maybe-
we an assassination type group? Or are we just
I
more
think
like
that varies from person to person.
Yeah.
Uh,
If something came up, would we be like, yeah, I don't think so? Or would most of us be like, I mean, if it pays well?
I honestly don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which is why I wanted to discuss this before we even started the adventure.
And murder him. You what?
Since when did we murder people?
Since that one
Ghost
adventure
is
we did.
not above killing people. She will.
Since I hit level 3 and took assassin.
I think for Hubris, it would depend on the context.
Yeah, I think Kronk too, actually. Because it's one thing to be, mano a mano in an arena, that's the thing. But it's another thing to like sneak up on someone and snap them like a chicken, That's
And for
not his style.
For my style of Hubris' style of thieving, like the guards are just doing their job. Honestly, he's in it for like the glory. Like, aha, twirly mustache! I stole this.
Ah, you dastardly thief. Come back here. Yeah, for Wolf, it would depend on who we are robbing. Or, of course, if someone in my now newly reformed wolf pack is in trouble, then I would definitely go and kill them.
What if we did a carriage robbery?
Ooh, like a stagecoach tie.
Yeah.
So what, someone's passed out on the road and they stop?
Yeah.
Oh, look at me! I'm so weak.
I was thinking of the complete other way, where it's like the carriage is driving through the woods and you guys are like perched up on trees, hop down. Like the carriage is still going, like it never stops while you guys heist this.
I like the idea where it's like it's supposed to be like an average highway robbery. Like Kronk is there, he chops down a tree in the middle of the road and it falls to stop the carriage, but like the carriage sees it and just keeps speeding. We're like, well, fuck, improvise.
Plans never work out for us.
Okay, I like that. And then, so what do we do next? We give chase on horseback?
Yeah.
And then it's riding the horse next to the carriage, jumping off the horse onto the carriage, unlocking the back, tossing crates out onto our carriage that comes alongside it.
There's that one woman inside of it like,
Yeah.
How strong is Kronk? Could he lift up the back wheels of the carriage so it can't move? Or could he just punch and knock out a horse so it can't move?
Just Conan it.
He just
rides up next to the horse. I got this.
Kronk and I could do it together.
Because I'd be too concerned about you guys punching a horse, then Hubris and I could just
I would
be in the
never
back.
punch a horse, okay?
Don't.
There are
Animal
standards, and that's it.
I'll murder a man, but I will never punch a horse.
Right? The horse
Even
did
if that
nothing
horse
wrong.
deserves it.
Right?
Like bites off a finger. Just fucking horse. Oh, you're cute though.
Fine, you cut the reins of the horse. You just
Yeah.
make it so it's not connected to the carriage, and then I'm pretty certain they just run from Kronk.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you guys have your 2 previous heists. I think. How did you? How are we resolving this one? Is Kronk lifting up the back of the carriage?
Wait.
No,
How
we.
about- Oh, go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say, how about instead of me like chopping down a tree, I tried to do acting, and so like I had a cloak and I was scrunched down and I was supposed to be like an old man crossing the road, and they like hit me and just like kept going, and then it was
I like that way better.
Kronk's mad. You know,
Man's mad.
so then
You
I'm
get mad they're not doing the state, like they're not doing the return on this.
And so you guys were, waiting in the bushes, and you guys get on the horses, and you're going after them, and I like cut over the hill, and you're behind them, and then I walk out, and I'm like, bam, and I smash the horse, in the head, and it goes down, and then you guys.
I
are
like the idea better. Like you punch the carriage and it rocks to the side and falls over.
Mm-hmm.
Just shoulder charge it.
Yeah, shoulder check. Boop.
All right, it's kind of a wrestling.
That works with our. Sometimes the plan goes smoothly, like our first crown heist, and other times,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then you improvise.
Yeah.
and it still works out.
Does anyone have intimidation?
I do.
Okay. Cool.
We can play bad cop. This is great.
Little devil. Do you have horns?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Hubris's horns come out this way and up like a crown.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'm just an average human.
Yeah, but like you have a cool name, so like it really
Yeah.
works for you.
Yeah.
I came up with the name because you guys all looked amazing. I'm like, fuck.
How do I?
My real name's Bob, and
Bob.
I'm an accountant.
Hey, the
That's
best.
respectable.
Yeah, the best drag queen out there's name is. I mean, it's not the best, and don't come for me at this, but his name is Bob the Drag Queen. You just, you gotta be you.
You gotta be.
I'm Bob the accountant. I always get mixed up with Bob the drag queen.
I shoplift occasionally. It's what I do.
Yeah, I'm just a
have the
master
same
thief
first and
called
last
Wolf
name.
at Night.
We have the same first and last name, and I keep getting their ats on Twitter.
What's his Twitter?
Can you send a message by bird?
That's Tweeter.
All right, so you guys have 2 successful heists. What is the name of this ragtag group of heroes? Chat's
we're
saying
like-
Bob is a great name, but we
Right.
know how that turns out.
You're tiefling. What color are you?
Oh, he's like white.
Yeah, we're all really pale, except for the human. But, I mean, technically he's pale, too.
Ouch.
Do
Just
something
because
about
I'm
it.
an accountant.
We're phantom thieves. Bah.
Phantom fiends.
See,
Yeah,
when
do-
you say phantom, I think of the guy in the purple outfit. The actual.
With a skull ring.
Yeah.
Coloring in the black and gold.
We're going on a different heist now. We're going to get that ring. I need it in the campaign.
See, with band names, I'm fine with.
How
Well,
about
I mean, that's what it is.
Just,
But it's for people, not an ideal.
We'll workshop it.
we'll work
No,
it
we
out.
can't workshop it. We have to come up with something.
this is why we're here at the Yawning Portal. We need a name.
So that's what we're doing. We're like having drinks, and we're trying to think up.
Someone's like counting out coin and giving. So we need a team name, guys. Oh yeah.
the
Um,
pasty patsies,
Pasty pants.
the white wolves.
the white wolves.
Oh.
I'm not a wolf.
Yeah,
I am.
I'm not either, but
The bleached badasses.
If we drop the word bad, possibly.
The bleached ass. Oh yeah,
Let's not.
frosted fury. I'm only good with alliteration, guys.
The horse punchers.
The horse puncher.
That's what chat says.
Oh, the horse puncher. No,
Horse
I
punch.
won't stand
It
for
was
this.
one horse. You punched one horse.
Oh, what was some of the not dog band names?
what?
School is just a construct designed by man.
That is a very long name.
Yeah.
Eagle Wings of Fire.
Eagle Wings of Fire. Oh my God, you've got them written down somewhere. I'd have to dig for those notes.
I've just got memory.
Oh,
I'm just looking up white in the thesaurus, and like bloodless comes up. I like that.
We could do that.
Bloodless. We could
Kerflop.
just be bloodless.
Kerflop 1 says the night ghosts.
The night goes.
Ooh.
Fear us.
Now,
is
is that
monsters.
spelled night, like nighttime, or night as in
Ooh.
killing it?
No, we have to do with a K.
It's like a knight errant, but a night ghost.
But none of
Night
us are
ghost,
knights.
coast to coast.
Exactly. We got
Can we
knights,
spell it
let's say.
K-N-Y-T-E just to be different?
We can.
Can
We can spell
why?
it
Are we
any
that
way.
kind of group, really?
Yeah. We're a tiefling, a shifter, a Goliath, and a human. What do you think?
Like,
I guess.
Wait a minute, there's no knights among you. Yeah,
The
it's a
Ashen
misnomer.
Assassins?
Ooh.
We don't really kill though.
No.
Yeah,
but
but
it sounds
people-
really, yeah.
Will be afraid of us because they think we do.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen these guys killed? No, that's because all the people they kill never turn up again.
Right?
No one's ever found any of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with any of these names except for the bleached asses. Who am I kidding? That one's probably number one for me.
Yeah, right?
Spoken like a true adventurer. Oh my god.
I was about to say the what? Let's be the Ashen, but that's like the Dark Souls, like
Yeah.
Ashen one.
We could be the
3
Great
hours
Ghastly.
later.
The great-
What?
The Great Ghastly. That's too much.
Ghost
I'm
team.
easy. I'll let you guys decide.
Rogue fingers. Haha.
Gross and weird.
Rogue Fingers.
Oh, that's
What
hard.
about-
I like that.
You say robed fingers?
Rogue fingers.
What
Like,
about my
That
fingers?
has two meanings.
Hmm.
Which
Wayward fingers, and also
Rogues.
finger you like the FBI.
Oh,
that
like
is
the
not where I
FBI.
went with it, but that
Oh,
is
oh,
way
okay.
worse.
What did you
Fine,
want?
I just don't put that together with Barry's suggestion.
All right. No.
Hey.
Rogue finger bleached asses.
I have a different 3.5 module I have to read up on.
um.
In case you haven't realized, this is not a child-friendly stream.
Oh yeah, where's the mature content filter?
Oh, that's at the beginning. It's just
Oh.
every time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oopsie.
Twitch rule. What?
How about we do end that scene or whatever with we don't know
Yeah.
and see what comes up in play.
Sure,
Sounds
sure.
good.
Or we could change our name every time. It's not the first time I've done that.
God damn it. All right.
Does play Merry Hell with
Whenever
trans.
somebody asks who we are, we'll just change it. Whatever comes to mind.
Maybe that's it. Maybe you guys are nobody.
They're like a mimic, but of the team.
I love it.
Every time.
All right.
They're
So,
just nobody.
as you guys kind of come to the conclusion that maybe now isn't the best time to figure out a team name, you sit around a sturdy wooden table lit by brightly burning candle and littered with plates cleared of food and half-drained tankers. The sound of gamblers yelling and drunken adventurers singing bawdy songs nearly drown out the off-key strumming of the young bard 3 tables over. So you can probably guess that there's another not Doug fanboy like trying to strum along in the background. And he's just doing.
Stop it, you shit. You...
Oh hey now.
I want to steal his thing so he stops if he doesn't, because you don't fuck with not Doug.
All right, so you stand up and you're on your way over, and as you do, that's when all of you actually hear the sounds of this bar just get muted by one voice in particular. And that voice says, "You pig! Like killing me mates, does ya?" And you look over and you can see a 7.5-foot tall man that has eyes tattooed all over his head. Just these different, just these very sized purple eyes, confronting a half-orc, which, Wolf, you would know from your past that this person that he's yelling at is a Zentarum agent. And he, you see that this half-orc is then hit by a wild swinging punch from this human male that has all these eyeballs tattooed on his head. And you see this half-orc just crack their knuckles, roar, and then just start rushing right into the other person as this brawl just breaks out in the bar. And it's at that point I would like for you guys to roll initiative. As a bar brawl breaks out.
I rolled an 11.
I narrowly forgot we would need like real dice.
Actual dice, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Indoor Adventurers stream.
Yeah.
Part
I just
roleplay,
used
part
Roll20
ASMR.
because I actually don't own any dice, not even a 6-sided one. So
Honey, where you live, I will send you.
I was just gonna say.
a plethora
Yeah,
of dice.
I open boxes and I'm like, where did these come from? I even have Japanese dice.
everyone's like, we aren't using Roll20. I was like, I am.
What does this mean? I have a 19 for my initiative. 14.
Cool. I'm torn between who to fight out of these two, to be honest.
6.
Like,
Okay. So
would I know what the tattoos mean? Because I know that I know personally, but would Wolf know?
Wolf, I would say you would have been briefed on them, yeah. So you know that these are, that the guy with the eyeballs tattooed on his head is a member of the Xanathar Guild. The second, probably the second most, the second most willing to let anybody in, as the Zents are very much open for enrollment. But you know that the Xanathar Guild is first when it comes to aggression. They are very much a emotional outburst first, and kind of figuring out kind of how to backpedal after that initial lash out. And you've been told, and your group has also noticed this as well, kind of being your own separate faction throughout the city, that these guys have been at it for a while now. So you're not exactly surprised by any means that the Xanathar Guild and the Zentarum are going at it, but you are kind of surprised to see this happen in the Yawning Portal, where normally they kept it out into the streets or the sewers, but they haven't really done it in such a populated place as they have until now. So that is when yes.
I really don't know who I want to help.
So you see that this half-orc that just got smashed in the face, she's very tall, she's very strong, but she doesn't look like she's heavily armed at the moment. Like, this very much took her by surprise, that this guy would just show up. And it looks like it's a 5-on-1 battle, where there's definitely like more Xanathar members than there are just this one random Zent. So it's actually the Xanathar members who are going to go over and start wailing. One of them hits because the others are trash. Yep, out of the 6 guys that went to swing out, 1 hit. So you see one of them just like swing down with a sword, and she narrowly ducks out of the way, her blade sinking into the wooden table that she was sitting at. A second one kind of goes to stab forward, and as he does, she grabs his arm and just hooks him around to disarm him, as well as just throw him into the crowd of people. The guy with the eyeballs tattooed on his head just starts like, as his kind of lackeys are just failing left and right, as she just completely bats them out of the way almost without issue. But then he takes that opportunity, pulling out a short sword, and he just drives it into her shoulder. And her leg kind of buckles a little bit, but it's not so much that she's going to take a knee over this. But she has taken a little bit of damage, which is when our shifter friend now goes to in the initiative order.
Is this something that I would be offended by? Like, how dare they in our bar?
I would say yes. Like, you've had your fair share of, like, you've seen bar fights before. But, like, honestly, Not Doug wasn't that bad. And you were enjoying the atmosphere, as well as just, like, finally having a night in with your friends after you guys had been out on the road for a couple days. So I would say you might take offense to this. But at the same time, you don't have the same kind of background as to who these people are. You just see that there's about 5 people, or 6 people, all teamed up on one half-orc, who seems to be doing well enough for herself.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a quick glance at my companions and see if this is something we're gonna get involved in before I just, like, jump in. Do they seem to be, or do you guys seem to be, like, getting ready to get in on this?
Oh yeah, Kronk is like.
Besides Kronk always wants to fight.
Hubris is just looking at everyone, sighs, shrugs his shoulders, pushes his chair back, and stands up. Guess we're doing this now.
I'm torn between going in and not.
They're offending Not Doug.
Yeah, but I don't know who I would go after.
Okay, I'm going to move. How close are they?
They are standing, from where they are in the bar, they're probably not 25 feet away from where you guys are.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and flank the 6, because I don't like that this isn't a fair fight. One of them, like, just trying to get behind one of them, preferably the guy with the eyeballs all over him, because he's obviously the leader. And I'm going to hold my action for a companion to join the fight. And I'm going to use my gauntlets.
Okay.
Wait, are they using weapons?
Yeah, you saw this half-orc get a short sword just, like, right into her shoulder.
Then, yeah. And then as my bonus action, I will activate my Crimson Right.
Ooh.
Sounds awesome.
So I kind of cross my arms across my shoulders and slice. I'm wearing these metal gauntlets that have, like, cat fingernails coming off of them, and I slice them across myself, and my gauntlets, like, imbued with cold energy, so they start to, like, frost.
Sweet. And we've seen you do this before.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this is her thing. Like, every fight. There is nary a fight that goes by without you guys seeing this.
It still amazes me, though.
Thank
then
you.
in my head, they have weapons, and now you've frosted up. So I'm like, oh, this is for real, you know? Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna hold my attack until they one of my companions joins.
All right. So next up, Hubris.
Yeah, Hubris, like, skirts along the table, and he's reaching into, like, his robe coat and bends down to the guy who got thrown into the crowd and just leans over. He's like, so, are you gonna chill out?
Just no. What do you think we could just chill out?
He
She killed
produces,
my
like,
friends.
a long wooden, like, cylinder, flips it down, and then loads, like, another smaller metal cylinder into it and goes, "Shame." And then he blasts him with what was it? A freezing ray?
Damn. Point blank frost ray.
Point blank frost ray. It's gonna sting. It's not gonna kill.
So what is he like? Do you roll to attack or does he roll to
I roll
save?
to attack him.
Okay.
And he's prone, and I'm making a ranged attack, so that's gonna be disadvantage on me, right?
Yeah.
Let me just double check. Okay, cool. Eh. Okay. Okay, that's the same roll. Where's Hubris? Hey, Hubris. So that's a 16.
16 hits. So yeah, you
Cool.
just blast this guy. Roll for damage.
Hold on, I don't have a. Wait, do I? I have a D4. I don't have a D3. Is it D3 damage?
Shouldn't be.
That's a D8 damage. Haha.
It's much
Ha.
better.
8 points of cold.
Damn. My pen just went flying. That's okay. I have another one.
And his speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Woo! Yeah, this dude looks messed up. Like, you just point blank magicked him after getting real close with him. And he just lets out this yell as you hit him with your frosty rays. He's not dead, though, but he does look very, very badly injured. Because he was just a guy. Like a bandit, but a guy nonetheless.
Hubris flicks down his magic implement, pops out the shell, and puts another one. You should probably get out of here before I,
And he just, I'll kill you too!
Oh, poor
Gets
Joseph
very,
Lawrence.
very upset about the fact that you've threatened him. He feels like he's got you outnumbered with his buddies. He's not going anywhere. He's out for vengeance. All right. So then next up is going to be Wolf, as well as the half orc. You guys seem to be going at the same turn.
How convenient. I want to go after the one Hubris just brosted
Okay.
because I heard him threaten a member of my wolf pack. And I want to go and I want to try and use my dagger, which I got on my little wrist thing.
Okay. Got your
Sounds
Assassin's Creed dagger.
Yeah. So it's just a normal.
Meh. Actually, it's advantage because he's prone, right?
Doesn't matter. I just nat 20. And because he's within 5 feet of someone, I get sneak, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Just
He was looking very poor off. I want to point out when you just came
I'm
over.
just gonna walk up and I'm just gonna casually just kneel down next to him and just stick this dagger into his throat.
Are you sure you don't want to run? It's just Wolf.
And that is a what's that? 19.
Oh my god.
Wolf.
Yeah, no, he's super dead. He's crazy dead.
Wolf.
Not Doug is playing, and this is very disrespectful. I'll just wipe the blood on the dagger on that guy's clothes to clean it, and then just.
Wow. Okay. Welcome to the
Shall
campaign,
we?
Barry. That was your turn. The half orc is going to they're gonna grapple against the cultist that has a bunch of eyes tattooed on him, but they seem to be able to kind of push off of each other. As
Can I attack?
her efforts didn't really pan out as well as she thought, because she was thinking, pick a dude up, throw him in the hole, job's done.
Job's done.
Job's done. But that did not work out as well as they thought. So next up is Kronk.
Wait, can I go? Because I was holding my action.
Yes, because you're holding your action against the eye guy. So make your strike against the eye guy.
Greybeards. Critical roll dice, you failed me. That's a 10.
10 just misses. Yeah.
I strike out against this deck, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, no, you're getting ready to strike out against him, but as soon as they start this like grapple match, you kind of get hesitant a little bit about whether or not you're actually going to strike the half orc or this person. And you can hear both Kronk, you and both of you guys can actually just start hearing somebody start screaming as a man just died.
I'll just say, Wolf, I thought we were keeping a low profile.
Doug's playing. What am I meant to do?
Okay.
All right, I'm done.
Okay, so then it is Kronk's turn.
So the best part is Ghost just said, "We're Doug or Wolf. I thought we were trying to keep a low profile." And Kronk stands up, and a length of chain with a bowling ball-sized iron ball crashes into the floor, and Kronk starts swinging it, and he goes, "Prepare to be Kronk!" as he rushes into all 5 of the guys.
There's
who are
only
attacking.
4 now.
Oh, well, the 4 guys who are attacking one guy. So, and he 12 plus 6, 18.
That totally hits.
Fuck him up.
9
Oh,
plus
would you guys have killed anyone?
9 plus 4 is 13. But I am swinging because we're in a bar fight and we're in our favorite bar. I'm striking to disable, not
Okay. Yeah,
Think
so
of someone.
Like,
oh, you lost Barry.
No.
Where'd you
I
go?
think I just hit a button.
Oh no!
Oh, there we are.
I just stopped my video. I hit a button I shouldn't have. My bad, team.
We'll do the shuffle. We're all good.
Yeah, I'll shuffle it in a little bit. It's no worry.
Your books became the dungeon master.
All right. So yeah, that guy just drops. Like, you crash it down on him with this large ball and chain, and it's one of those things where like he falls and just smashes into another table. And that's the table that the brown-haired humanoid that Wolf had saw muttering had all of his notes on, and he just looks so forlorn. But then he looks up at like everything that's happening and finally realizes, okay, this is serious. He grabs all his stuff and he just runs out. And the everyone else is now also like just kind of in panic. They have no idea what's going on as this fight progresses.
Is not Doug still playing?
They have stopped playing. As soon as somebody yelled out, "He's murdered that man!" The band kind of just stopped playing, and there is a little bit of a panic going on right now.
I honestly don't think not Doug would panic over that.
They would stop playing and try their
They
best.
would start playing Turn Down for what?
Oh my god.
Such an inside joke to only 3 of us.
All right, so next up is going to be all of the bandits. So these
Not all of them.
Not all of them. The half orc is not. I am so glad. I am rolling for. I didn't get higher than an 8. Out of all of them die. So none of them hit. Each one of these bandits like make a strikeout against this half orc. And one of them like even tries like coming up on Wolf to try and get a quick vengeance for its friend that you just kind of murdered. And he is going to strike out against you, but as he brings his short sword down, you just you hear him coming up. You hear his angered breathing, and so as his blade comes down, you just kind of turn out of the way, and his sword sinks into his friend as he had tried to slash you over. So he just looks down at this body that has frost blast marks on it, a slit across the throat, and now this giant sword mark into it as well.
Dude, overkill much? Gosh.
And he's just, Denny! He gets really upset. that his friend is deceased. So next up is Klee Kai. You're muted.
I'm so good at this. I'm never bad at that when we play our other game. I'm going to attack eyeball guy, I guess, with my 2 weapons. Since I haven't used a bonus action yet, I'm going to slash and slash.
Okay.
So first attack is a 15.
Okay.
And
15
then second
hits.
attack. Oh god, that went far away. That's a 10 again. So I do new at Blood Hunter, guys. I do
A-okay.
yeah, 5 damage for slashing damage, and then I do cold damage, which is 1d6. Is that
I think
right?
it's a 4 this early
4
on.
currently.
It's a 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll turn into a 6 later.
It doesn't tell me on my sheet, so I don't know what to do.
That's fair.
All right, and that's 3
Okay.
additional damage.
Ugh. Yeah, so he just gets this giant gash down his back as you just swipe with your first claw. And as you go for your second one, he turns around and kind of bats your claw away with his with the short sword that he had been using previously to fight against the half orc. But
And
that,
I'm gonna
that's all he can do.
Okay. I'm gonna say to him, I thought half orcs didn't use swords.
He is a human. I messed up on that. He's
Oh,
all of the he's just a human dude with eyeballs tattooed on his head. The half orc is the other one who is currently getting hit.
I don't have a pun for eyeballs yet, so I just say,
I see
How you
what
doing?
you did there.
all right, go ahead.
All right. So that is all that they could do. Next up is Hubris.
Well, if you can't just murder a guy inside of our favorite pub, you just can't. He's loading up another thing, and then he just shoots the other guy like Indiana Jones style.
I'll just point at the dead guy and then at not Doug and be like, not Doug.
That is besides the point. That is a person, ex-person, poop. 15 plus 19,
19 hits.
and then I shit you not, I rolled another 8.
So are you shooting the guy which just came try and
Yeah,
attack
who
you?
just like.
So you're in the middle. You can't just do that. Boom.
Yeah, he's still standing, but looking very, very injured with this large frosty pattern now on his chest after having been blasted. All right, so next up is the half-orc wolf.
This time I want to pull my rapier out of its little because it's in a cane, so I can use it as a cane.
Okay.
So I just want to use my rapier this time, and I got a 17.
Yeah, 17 hits. Are you attacking the guy who has the frosty pattern?
Yeah.
Okay.
As I'm having, but it's not Doug, and you're still within 5 feet, right?
Yeah.
So that's sneak again.
Yep.
We're having it out while
That's
we're
8
murdering
damage.
people.
That's 8 damage. I'll just slice him.
Yeah,
and
no,
start.
your rapier just pokes through this guy's body, you see it pop out the back, and then you pull forward, and he just drops over.
And
Wolf!
again, I wiped the blood off on the guy, and I'm like, what? I'm telling you, I really love this band. Okay, it's my favorite band, and these guys are just making too much noise. This is what would have happened to that bard if he didn't hand over his little guitar.
You know, you think you know a guy.
I was gonna say, I think we're figuring out what kind of person he is.
And they did threaten to attack you earlier, so you're welcome.
I think it was just an empty threat. It wasn't like.
Well, it is now. And then he attacked me, self-defense.
Whose turn is it next?
They're
just gonna bicker between themselves.
It was the half-orc's turn, and they tried to strike out against the now injured other leader, but she wasn't able to. Like, she just failed on her connection as he kind of recoiled out of the way from Kleekai's attack. So next up is going to be Kronk.
So let me make sure I'm seeing this right. The bandits or whatever are the guys with eyes tattooed everywhere.
Well, there's one guy specifically tattooed
with
a bunch of eyes.
But he's with them.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then the half-orc, somebody
seemingly was just enjoying a night out by themselves, and then was accused of murdering the eyeball guy's mates, to which she didn't deny it. They just started attacking her, and she started fighting back.
All right. I guess there's two standing still? Two regular thugs? All right, I go after...
Yes.
I go after a thug again with the ball and chain. Now, the eyeball bandit cultist and the half orc are fighting each other, right?
Yeah. Well, so there are 3 bandits total that are near this half orc. One of which has the eyeballs, and then 2 that haven't been able to do anything. They're just sort of there mean mugging people, and like trying to punch out against this half orc, but they have been unsuccessful. And then your friend that you call Ghost approached from behind, did the frosty frost fingers thing, and then proceeded to slash the eyeball guy. So there are currently there are currently 3. So the 2 bandits that haven't had anything happen to them, and then the one that your friend slashed.
Okay. All right. I guess I attack one of the bandits that... wait. I'm still confused. The bandits are on the eyeball guy's side.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And I will... and there's 2 of them, and they're punching? They don't even have weapons out?
They pulled weapons, but they just haven't been able to get anything.
Okay. All right. Then I let one of them have it, like, sideways with the thing to knock the wind out of them and knock them out.
Okay.
24.
Okay, 24 totally hits.
14 damage. I rolled a 10.
Yeah, that guy is also just out.
Flies out of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Alrighty.
I don't see nobody yelling at Kronk for killing someone, but no.
That man is still breathing, sort of.
He'll walk with a limp the rest of his life.
For the next 30 seconds when I woke up and stab him.
Exactly. How did they all die?
So next up is the eyeball guy, and the other bandit who've been attacking this half orc. And as he goes to bring up his sword to strike out against the half orc, you guys actually see about 6 or 7 winged creatures shoot up out of the pit in the middle of the bar, and then a gnarled green hand just sets itself set of 2 hands over the side, and you can see this long gnarled face of what looks to be a troll just climbing up out of the middle of this bar. It's kind of one of the dangers of the yawning portal, is that sometimes things come back out. And as this is happening, you see the bartender leap over the bar with short sword in hand, and he just yells out, "Troll!"
In the dungeon!
And as he does, just the people who have already been in a panic over a guy being murdered, another guy being murdered, and then this general ruckus, they're all just leaving. And as they do, you see the humanoid that has the human that has his head tattooed with eyes, just look at you, Kleekai, real quick, and then look back at the half-orc. "We're not done with this. And he's going to use his action to disengage and then rush out into the crowd and avoid combating this troll altogether. And it seems like his bandit friend is also seen 2 of his friends die, and then the other ones simply get knocked unconscious, and he's just going to book it as well. So these 2 bandits are leaving as this troll emerges into the battlefield.
Ah.
I'm assuming not Doug has left.
Oh yeah, they like as soon as the troll happened, they were just nope and then fucked on off. But you can see that the bar owner himself is actually now up against this troll, trying to give it what for.
Can we kill this one, Hubris?
Yeah, why not? We've
You
already
sure?
murdered, like...
Am I gonna get yelled at?
I'm gonna yell at you for being an asshole, but...
All right, so that was the Xanathar Guild's action as they see themselves out the door. Meaning next up is Klee.
Sweet. How close am I to this thing?
You are probably about 10 feet away from this thing. Like, you were not very far, and you can see these weird, long-snouted flying creatures that don't necessarily look like they have, like, bat wings or avian wings of any kind. It's more like a flying squirrel that they're just sort of, like, wriggling their arms as they fly around the room. Wolf, I would like for you to make a... Actually, you have a passive perception, but make a nature check.
Nature is a 10.
All right, so you do not know the name of this creature, but you do... but your quick eyes are able to actually get a relatively good view of what this creature is. So let me find that real quick for you. Not that. That guy's too big. It is this thing.
Oh, no.
Here.
Ugh.
And you can see that the troll has several of those things onto its body that look like they are just drawing blood from it. This troll is just like very emaciated looking and very, very hungry. Finding himself in the yawning portal.
We don't have a cleric. I think it's Lost Cause, guys.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pull out my crossbow.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fire at one of the little guys.
Okay.
The flyers. Cool. Ooh, that's a 15.
Okay. I believe a 15 hits. Also, do any of you guys speak Goblinoid?
No.
So.
Negative.
Okay. What about Giant?
I speak giant. Kronk speaks giant.
Okay, so you are the only one who understands this troll as it comes out of the cave and just... I'm so hungry. It smells delicious.
All right.
And yeah, so you rolled a 14 to hit.
15.
15 totally hits.
All right, cool. God, why I'm so strong. Okay.
18 strength.
Yeah. I know, but this is the dex based. So that's only 6 plus 3.
All right, 6 plus 3. Yeah, you like as you hit this thing, it just pops in a shower of blood down onto the floor.
Gross.
I'm gonna back up so that I'm not under any of these, so that I can just pop them.
All right, sounds good. So next up is Hubris.
What am I hitting? The sucky things or the troll?
I want that half-orc captured.
I can track him later.
Our favorite bartender is fighting the troll,
Yes.
right? So
Troll, got it. Yeah.
I got the flyers. Get the troll.
I guess I'm gonna drop my hex on the troll as a bonus action.
Okay.
Get... Where is it? Hexblade Curse. Bonus action, choose one creature. Bonus damage, roll against the cursed target. The bonus equals proficiency bonus. Cool, I crit on 1920. Yeah. Hubris is gonna. Wait, is it just in general? Yeah, bonus to damage rolls. So
Hexblade,
Just gonna-
pretty good.
gonna pop him with an Eldritch Blast. Oh. Oh no, well, 10 plus 4 plus 2, 16?
Okay, so with the troll, I don't believe a 16 does hit.
Okay. No, that is the wrong dice.
Are you sure?
It was a
could be the right
D12.
dice. Oh, yeah, that's not the right one.
That's not the right dice at all. Oh no, because 4 plus 2. Yeah, so I do 6 force damage.
Damn. And you, and Kronk, you just hear in giant, just, no! As it just gets blasted in the shoulder from this hit. But everybody else hears just this guttural, like, as it just kind of, like, reels back in pain. So that was Hubris. Next up is Wolf and our dear friend, the Zentarum agent.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna try and incapacitate the half orc.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run over and attack with my rapier.
Okay.
No one's next to it, right?
You do not have an ally next to it currently.
Well, that's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, 20 does hit.
And that is 7 piercing damage. I don't want to kill it, I just want to knock it unconscious. Non-lethal damage is what I'm aiming for.
Yeah, no, so you just, like, come up from the back and you stab through her back with your rapier, where you know you're not going to be hitting any vital organs. But when you pull your rapier out, she just, she turns around holding her side where you stabbed her through. And she looks at you, and there is a... You can see a look of recognition in her eyes. She just... You're supposed to be dead. And then she just backs up from you using her disengage action, and she just runs off. She just doesn't... Like, that's all the information that she needed. All right. So, next up is going to be Kronk.
All right. So swinging the ball and chain as I approach the troll, I'll say in giant, "I'll buy you a whole pot of stew, friend, if you don't wreck up the place." And
Make a persuasion check.
all right. My 4 is not going to cut it.
Got a
With my
3.
charisma bonus is 5, so you know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He actually
So-
got he got less than you did.
Okay. All right.
He rolled a 3 on the die.
Oh, all right.
So like immediately already not off to the best start with this troll. But it looks at you and just too hungry for soup. I need meat.
All right. I guess I let him have it, and I'll be like, "How about?" I guess I will offer as I hit him with the ball. I'll be like, "Maybe there's some mutton in the back." You know, I'll let him have it. Just
Having this cordial conversation.
show him I mean business. 16.
16 hits.
Awesome. 7 plus 4, 11.
Okay. Yeah, no, he took a big... He got a hurt off of that for sure. He is not looking nearly its best. As again, it just has all of these little creatures that are still sucking its blood while it's fighting and just kind of like getting drowsier and sleepier as blood loss is taking in. And you can see that it has like these dark bags under its eyes as well from just like generally feeling unwell. And then that is when the barkeep will slash out with his sword. And he gets a 19 on the die, so he is going to roll for damage and get a total of 8 points of slashing damage. As he just brings this sword up, and you can see that there is he manages to get a few of these creatures that are on the troll as well. And so there's just a spray of blood that just kind of happens around him, and he just looks at his clothes. Does anybody know prestidigitation? As he's just he's just yelling this while he's just getting his clothes ruined. So that is back to the top of the round with the little flying creatures. And seeing that several of them have burst open, they're just noping out, and all of these creatures that were flying in the air start going back down the tunnel, leaving just this troll, where the ones attached to him, the two that were remaining, also just hop off and then fall, kind of backwards fall down into this hole, just feeling fat and happy after drinking so much of this troll's blood. And as they leave, you can see that the wounds that they had left on the troll are beginning to close shut. So, after that, Klee.
Kronk, is he gonna kill us, or can we let him go? What's the deal?
He's not being very reasonable. So hungry.
All right. How close am I to him?
From Kronk and the creature, after backing up, you are about 15 feet away. So you can close that distance pretty easily.
Yeah. I'll go up and do a double attack.
Okay.
Cla cla. Cla cla. Oh, geez. That one is a 18.
18 hits.
And the other one's definitely not a hit. You were doing so well earlier. What happened? You can just stay right there. Excuse me.
Dice jail.
Dice jail. So I do 9 damage with 1 claw.
Okay.
5 normal damage and 4 ice damage.
Sounds good.
And I'm gonna try and I'm gonna fight next to Kronk, but like he's in front of me.
Yeah. You're at a slight angle, so directly in front of this troll is your friend, but you are not right up in there.
Like, I'm doing damage, but I also would rather him get hit than me.
Fair enough.
You could take it better. Come on.
So next up is Hubris.
How close is the troll to the pit?
The troll is right next to the pit. It wasn't able to get very much farther as soon as Durnan, the bartender, Kronk, and now also Klee are right up on it.
Okay, so I'll pull out my whip and just try to tangle up his foot and then yank to make him topple back into it.
Okay. So how?
I think that'd be like a strength or athletics. Strength, right?
I'm gonna say. So you're trying to make a whip? Just like
I'm trying to whip his leg and then yank it so that he falls backwards.
All right.
If you know what I mean.
That would be a combat maneuver, which is something that a fighter typically gets to do.
Okay.
What does whip do?
Whip is a reach weapon.
Yeah, just is 10.
But it doesn't have any grappling ability.
It doesn't have any
whatever?
grappling ability to begin with, so I guess I'll just whip him.
Okay. Whip him real good.
Whip him real. That's a 7.
7 does not hit.
It's no. Does an 11 hit?
No. 11 also does not hit.
I'm gonna roll damage anyway.
Okay. So, after Hubris, it is Wolf's turn.
So the other person's ran off.
Yeah, they have ran off into the crowd.
Fuck up. Well, I'm just gonna pull out my short bow. And I
Okay.
guess I'll shoot the ogre, troll, whatever.
Troger.
I'll just take pot shots into the crowd and hopefully hit the right person.
I got observant. I know which one of you did
Yeah.
what.
I'm either gonna hit that bard who was fucking up the song, or I'm gonna.
2 of you are white. A lot of you are white. I can pick you out of crowd.
11.
Okay. So the 11 does not hit the troll. You see the arrow just go to hit it, and then it just breaks off of its tough hide, as you don't seem to have put enough force into your shot.
This night's just getting worse and worse. First, not Doug's broken up because of a fight, and someone notices me, and now this fucker won't die. Kronk, does this guy eat? Was it humans that appeared dead on the ground just to the side next to Hubris and I?
Well, there are. So you're asking me if he'll eat humans?
Yeah.
Oh, oh yeah, he'll eat humans. Didn't think about that. And I look at the ones that I knocked out, but I'm thinking, hey, that's really, in his head. He's like, that's really screwed up.
There's some dead ones over here. They got into a fight amongst each other and killed each other at the same time. But yeah, so that's my turn.
Okay. So next up is Kronk.
All right, I give Durnan. I give Durnan a look like, can we feed those dead
Not in
guys?
my bar can you feed a troll, people!
Okay, all right. With that, I let him have it. The
Okay.
troll, that is.
It's just like Durnan looks over at you, Wolf, and just like, what the fuck?
Okay, 10 plus 6 is 16 hit.
Yeah, 16 hits.
6 and 4 is 10 points of damage.
Okay.
They stopped not Doug playing, okay? You've got to understand.
All right, so Greybeard, twist the threads of your fate. How are you knocking this troll down a peg?
Woo!
Because trolls are kind of rubbery.
Mm-hmm.
The ball and chain comes up over top, and it just goes boom, and his head like kind of disappears down into his chest. And when I pull the ball out, there's like black goo, like ichor, and as the ball comes out, the troll goes backwards, but again, it doesn't have a head now.
Mm-hmm.
You see its arms flailing as it falls into the portal, and just kind of, as crazy as it just was, it's like nothing happened except for the dead guys.
Yeah.
But the troll is just gone all of a sudden.
Hubris has like stepped in front of Klee and like raises his cloak as the splatter comes up.
Thank you, Hubris. Kronk, you have to be more careful about blood spatter.
Can I loot the dead people?
And when Kronk turns after you say that, he's got like black goo rolling down his face.
All right, so you are going to check on these dropped bandits, but we are going to do that when we come back from our first break of the evening.
Oh yeah.
So that way, I know we've been playing for a while, but
Yeah.
people need
Holy
food,
shit.
they need water, they need break.
I need to throw out the trash.
Yay.
That too. So we're gonna be back in between 5 to 10 minutes. That's enough time for you guys who are watching to grab a friend and bring them on in as we get into the second half of tonight's episode. So thank you all for coming by, and we will see you shortly. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the continuation of Part 1 Dragon Heist, where we are doing our damn bestest to make it through our first session of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So far, there are only 2 dead bandits, a troll that got knocked back into the Yawning Portal's namesake, and a crowd of people have exited the bar, but there's still a crowd that had stayed back to watch. Well, I'm assuming some other people went and probably got guards or some other judiciary figure to maybe check on this disturbance.
Forgot about the witnesses. You want to got some. Isn't there 3 dead bandits? Didn't Kronk crush one? And
So Kronk knocked out 2 of them.
Oh, so there's
He
2
knocked
knocked
them
out.
out.
They slipped onto my blade.
And so, yeah, you are just like kind of busy sorting through these guys' pockets really quick. Make a stealth check if you want to be a little more hidden about it, or if you're like, it's okay, I'm with so-and-so, and you're just gonna...
That's a 17.
Okay, so a 17 to stealth.
Hey, big guy, you've got a lot of... Let me just... And Hubris is just gonna press to digitize.
And you see, like, most people are just more, like, taken aback, like, trying to get theirselves together at this point. And that's also when you just hear from the background just, bravo! Bravo! What an excellent show! Oh, you all seem so strong and fought so admirably. And you see Durnan just, like, roll his eyes and then just start walking away.
Before he leaves, I'll snap my finger and clean him off.
And he just looks down and just, thank you, friend. It costs an arm and a leg to clean out without magic. I really need to learn that one sometime. And as he's saying that, you still hear this kind of like little foppish man. He looks like kind of a fancy boy. He is wearing a hat that is it's like a beret almost, and he has like poofed arm, shoulders. He's wearing like a very nice, regal-looking purple vest. Like if you've seen Dandelion from the Witcher series, that is very much what this guy is going for. Like he has like a little goatee, his very finely trimmed mustache, and he's just approaching the 3 of you who aren't currently looting a body. Just complimenting you and giving you all of the bravado that Kronk, you feel like you rightfully deserved for your performance, and he's just feeding into it at this point. At this point, Wolf, I would like for you to make an investigation check to cover looking through these 2 bodies.
18.
They don't actually have anything on their person. You see that they just had like weapons, but other than like marks of identification, they seem to have some eyes tattooed like on the back of their arm. One guy has an eyeball tattooed on his elbow, one on the back of his hand. Like they all just had eyes tattooed on them. But other than that, they weren't carrying any money. They simply just had their weapons with them, getting ready to attack. And that's all that you really get off of these guys. When Durnan comes over to you, just, I hope you either run fast or have enough coin to make this worth your while.
Yeah. Or, just putting it out there, what if they went on an adventure down a portal?
I'm not throwing bodies down the hole in my bar.
Not again.
What if we did the throwing?
You should probably run. I'm just letting you know that. You got about 10 years hard work or 2,000 gold pieces lying on the floor right here.
I didn't do it though.
Did you?
No.
Durnan knows your kind of MO. Like, he's your favorite bartender for a reason, mostly because you can't, like, he doesn't take shit from anybody and sees through most people's bullshit that you're laying out. So he just sort of looks at you a little bit more sternly and just, I appreciate the efforts that you did, but really, you should probably not be here when the guards come.
Darn, can we just say the troll did it? Come on.
He looks at the giant group of people
Okay,
that are all in the bar.
Fine. I mean...
Guys, do we have 2,000 spare gold?
No.
No.
That seems like an awful lot of money to be needing. However, if it is a place of maybe discussing a business contract of sorts, we can just go all together. I'm Volo, by the way. It's very nice to meet me. I'm sure that you've probably read one of my mini books, but I don't want to get in trouble with the guards, and you all seem like you're in need of escaping. So we go together? Does that sound good? And Durnan just looks at the group of you, just... You would do me a favor if you also got him out of my bar.
I've never had an escape. Let's go get one of those.
Yes, an escape! Just this way!
As I
It's like-
walk, as I walk by him, I'm just going to like use my race ability, and I'm going to smell him. I'm going to take his scent, and not in a subtle way. I'm going to do it and like make eye contact with him and keep walking.
He just...
Before we leave, I'm going to quickly wipe the blood off from my rapier on one of the dead guys and then leave.
You know, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Well, you didn't precipitate my blade, did you? No.
You
I'm
didn't
disappointed in
ask. You
I
didn't ask.
You should know this.
Prestidigitizing my cloak. Anyway, Kronk, you're gonna love escapes. They're like coffee mixed with like milk.
I do a lot of them.
Oh, it sounds great.
Yes, so let's see ourselves out, shall we? And he's just kind of like wringing his hands together, very excited. And he keeps talking you guys up as well. Just, well, the way that you handled that ball and chain. Were you a performer before this, possibly?
I was. When he strikes a pose,
I think I've seen your flyer before. What did they call you? Gronk Stopper? No, that wasn't it. It'll come to me. I'll remember eventually, one of these days. After all, I hope to be working with you all in the near future. And the way that you and your fingers in the ice, it was impressive. And I've never really seen one like you before. But that's okay. You're kind of like a tabaxi. It's Waterdeep. Whatever. And he's just like... He's just like strutting out and just leading you guys off past the crowd. And Wolf, you can see from the corner of your eye that Not Doug is currently being talked to by the city guard. And with your observant as well, you can see that coming down from the skies is a knight on the back of a griffin. That is coming down as one of Waterdeep's mini Griffin riders is coming to check out the situation that seems to have happened rather quickly.
I'm quickly tell you guys, future heist plan. I want a griffin.
If we can afford a griffin, we'll get a griffin.
No, we don't need to afford one. We can steal one.
They'll bite your hand off if you're not careful. I've seen it. It was rather grisly.
I'd never know if I want to eat them or ride them.
Oh, you must ride one. It's quite the treat.
I don't know if I trust this guy yet, so we'll keep our plan for the griffin under wraps for now. We'll just table that one.
And he
Back burner.
He leads you away from the yawning portal. And he's like, all right. We're going to have to find a new place to stay. I have a room at the portal, but I can't really go back there with all of you wonderful adventurers. You are the adventuring type, right? I saw how you just leaped right into battle and just really got in there with those awful bandits.
Well, they were interrupting, not Doug.
All right. Was that the band that was playing?
Yeah.
They
may have been called something else at that time.
I'll make a note of it, and if I see on a flyer somewhere that Not Doug is playing, I will be sure to go and check it out.
Yes. He's trustworthy.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna walk up to, like, are we in an alley, you said?
You guys are just kind of like walking, like you've zigzagged in and out of a few alleyways now, but he's just walking you down. He's just walking you guys down the strip.
Okay, I'm gonna stop him in an alley. That way we're kind of off the beaten path, and I don't like being led places that I don't know where we're going. So I'm just gonna stop him and kind of like stand uncomfortably in front of him and just be like, who are you?
Volo? You've heard of me, haven't you? Like you've read my books, Volo's Guide to Monsters. It's very popular right now.
I look at Kronk and be like, probably not.
It's very useful. I'm working on a second book. I can give you guys like a quick peek. It's Volo's Guide to Specters and Spirits.
When she stops him, I start looking around because we've done this before, and I think she's gonna roll him. So I'm like watching down the alley both ways. So
You still haven't explained who you are. Yes, you've written a book. Fabulous.
I've
What do
read
you
many
want
books.
with us?
Well, if you don't mind perhaps backing up a little bit, so I can perhaps hand you all some money. I know adventuring types like money.
Gonna
Can
put
I insight the shit out of this guy?
Right?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put my hand on Klee's like shoulder and just like
Yeah, you guys can
I
insight
only
him.
got an 11.
Okay.
But as he goes to back up, I want to step in closer so he can't move back anymore.
Okay. So he just sort of backs up into you and just, haha.
And put my hand on his shoulder, the one which has my blade in it, in case he's trying to say something funny.
Haha.
play good cop, bad cop with 3 bad cops.
I'm not being bad. I'm just questioning him.
I'm just saying.
I
I haven't threatened him at all.
we do need a job.
I do find it funny that you're on watch, and I'm the one holding the guy.
Exactly.
So what did you guys roll for your insights?
I got 11.
I rolled a 4 plus insight. Oh, 6, 10.
Ooh.
You have a +6 to insight?
I'm very smart.
Damn, I've only got +5.
And should I roll?
If you want to, if you're just like, no, I'm paying attention to watch.
Yeah. I'm on watch.
Okay.
I'm just face palming.
Did you not get that well on insight?
9.
So you can see Wolf, that Volo does have 4 small little pouches at his waist. That seems to be like he's kind of like motioning towards it with his head, not wanting to move his hands at all. Just says, I can pay you. I'm just looking for a friend. And you all seemed, let's stomp a troll in his face and make blood rain from the sky.
Just gonna.
Have you seen you guys? This is insane.
I want to throw a pouch to each of us, to everyone, so we each have a pouch each.
Okay.
I'm going to immediately change my like features from being like bristled and like on the attack to being like my ears go back and I'm kind of more relaxed, and I just run my finger down his chest a little bit and I say, why don't you just tell us about this job before we go too much further?
Well, I mean, we could go a little bit further if your friends were... You know what? That's not really here at the
Hand on
moment.
his shoulder.
Just, hey, look, man, she... So, the friend.
Slightly.
The
Arm, just like on a friendly arm.
Friend.
Arm over, like.
The
Listen.
hissing friend is... Why, he's a little bit of a big doofus. The other night, I met up with him at his favorite bar. I don't really go there. I like the Portal. There's more people and variety. But he likes having his bar that he goes to. His name is Floon. If you know anybody named Floon, maybe it's the same guy. But he likes to go to the Skewered Dragon in the Docks Ward. So, that's where I was hanging out with him. Can you please? You know what? You guys are very strong, and you kind of reek of blood. Still, do you mind if you?
Listen, Volo. We don't mean to intimidate you. We're just not accustomed to new faces suddenly appearing and offering us sums of gold for something.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't really anticipate me being a new face, because I try and include a little magical shot of my face on the inside of every one of my books, so you know who wrote it. You guys really haven't read Guide to Monsters. It's a #1 seller this side of the Sword Coast.
Can I make a history to see if I have read it?
Yeah, you can make a history check.
Okay. Because it seems like something that might be up my alley, as far as like knowing.
I'm not the book learned type. I'm more of a on the streets kind of guy.
You've heard of it before, but you've never read it yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
I definitely feel that way. You know, I got 3 people with their hands on me, which different situation, really not that bad, but kind of right now is a little bit more than I am bargaining for.
I'm just gonna shoo like the other 2 away.
And he just scrapes himself off. Just like makes sure that his shirt's not very ruffled. He tilts his hat in a very artistic fashion to make sure that it is properly leveled. All right. So, since you already took my money, I'm assuming you're going to accept my job to find Floon, or I can get it back? This, honestly, all honesty, I was going to give you all this now, and then you would make 10 times this each upon finding Floon.
How much are inside the pouches?
You look inside and you see 10 gold pieces.
100 gold just to find someone.
100 gold per person.
100 gold per person.
Yes.
On top of the 10?
Well,
yes.
No? Yes. No, we can work it out. We can, you know what? We can work
200 gold per person on top of the 10.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm not very intimidating.
It's a group of 4 people surrounding a little fancy boy in an alleyway, being like, "You'll pay us 100 gold per."
Come on,
top of the 10.
That's your lunch money.
Got a 16.
Hey.
Yeah. That's reasonable. You know what? Since you guys kind of found me, maybe we can call this like a finder's fee. Maybe. It's good? We good?
Does it look like the group?
Hubris.
Yeah. Do we look like we're all in agreement?
I'm still slightly distracted about everything that happened at the yawning portal.
Hubris, I do love hunting.
Maybe he's in a place where we can rob as well.
We'll humor you, Volo. We'll humor you.
Okay. Well, that would be awfully nice. If you were to all humor me on this one, Floon is a dear friend. He doesn't have the best wherewithal about him most of the time. And last I saw him, he was getting pretty drunk down at the Skewered Dragon. I was also getting a little drunk. What is it called? Mordenkainen's lemonade. You just make sure to always get a little bit in your system before you start riding, and next thing you know, why, you have half a tome complete already.
Tell me, when did your friend go missing?
Well, he's been gone for about 3 days now. He's a dear friend.
What does he look like?
Well, he's a very striking face. One of those situations where his looks betray his intelligence. He's long reddish hair, a very nice mustache. He has a little bit of a droopy eye, but like not too much. But but you know, he's. Other than that, he is rather handsome.
Is he human?
Yes, he is a human, which kind of makes this whole thing a little bit more difficult, I guess, because finding a human in Waterdeep is a needle in a haystack situation.
You don't know Ghost, so let's just...
I don't. This is, again, my first interaction with you all, and you've been
our
very nice.
Let us introduce ourselves. To break the ice, perhaps.
Yeah.
You may call me Ghost.
I can call you what?
Ghost.
Okay, Ghost.
I am a shifter. We are very protective of our true names.
Understandable. I'll probably be asking you more about shifters later. Don't get a lot of them around Sword Coast area, so research opportunity, some study fun. Do you like white wine, red?
I lean into his ear and he goes, "You know how some girls don't bite? She sort of."
And you see his face go flush really quick and just.
I'm sorry.
So, will you help me?
Of course.
You're all very.
I have one condition, though.
Yes.
The guards are probably going to talk to you because you were very flamboyant in the bar. If they ask what happened to the two dead people, you say a half-elf Zhentarim member killed them.
I am going to tell them that there was a
I mean,
large
half-orc,
crowd.
not half-elf. Half-orc, sorry. Not half-elf.
Well,
Almost get someone else
considering
killed for that.
the guards usually back up investigations with a little bit of magic, what I'm going to say is that there was a large crowd, there was a troll, there was a fight, and next thing I knew, 2 men were lying on the ground dead. That's what I saw from the back of the bar.
I'd say the same to anyone from the Xanathar Thieves Guild as well. They're probably going to be a little bit more mean than the guards.
I plan on not talking to any of them ever, if I can help it. I really
Got your
don't.
promise, Wolf.
I really don't
Okay.
like talking to agents, if that makes sense. I like talking to people, as it makes things a little bit easier to be personable too. If that makes sense to any of you. Now, again, about finding Floon. All I really know is that he's at the Skewered Dragon. If you want your 100 gold on top of each of this, I would suggest going to the dock ward to find out more about this, or at least going near there to find out something, if anything. And when I get my friend back, then you can have your money.
How do we find you?
Well, like I said, I have a room at the Yawning Portal, so there is a good start. I don't really stay there, though. I do have a place in Troll Skull Alley, but, like, it's haunted. I'm really excited. I bought it on the prospect of my new book coming out, and I'm going to be doing a lot of research in there.
Fascinating.
RJ,
Will
you
you
are
be
muted.
joining us, or are you sending us on our way?
Hello?
Yeah.
We can't
Oh,
hear
it's
now.
very quiet.
Oh, hi, hello.
Hello.
Is that better? Worse?
Yes.
That's better,
Good.
yeah.
I will not be joining you. I am not equipped for combat. I'm an author, a communicator. I don't really, not so much with the stabbing. If that makes sense. That's kind of why I went to adventurers rather than doing this myself.
If we do have any communications or missives about your friend Flume, we'll just leave it with the bartender over at the Yawning Portal.
Sounds good. And
Don't you worry, little man. He with a paw on him. We'll find your boyfriend. It's all
Brother.
good.
well, he's not my. You know what? It's fine. That-
Kronk's like already walking away.
And that's why he's like, it's fine.
He's a friend who's a boy.
Yes. That's all there is to it. Objectively, he is handsome. But just a boy.
I'm gonna kind of lean into him a little bit as just like a non-personal space thing, and I'm gonna say, "You don't happen to have anything that might smell like him, do you?"
No. And his face, like, Wolf and Hubris can both see that his face is just like getting redder as the shifter is right up on him.
Well, I know where to find you, and I. Away.
Bye.
I'll pat him on the back as we walk off.
Goodbye. And he like tries to like lower his voice to sound a little deeper. Just, goodbye.
Smooth. I don't think she noticed.
I hope not. Oh.
I just walk up to Kronk and I say, "Humans are so easy."
I take offense to that.
You're not there.
It's okay, Volo. I was like that too when I first met Ghost. I'd like look over at Wolf.
Where are we heading to, guys?
Insight check. That's a 17.
On what? What are you inside?
On justice.
Whether or not Justice was like that when he first
Whether or
okay,
not
okay.
Hubris was like that.
because I was away for that first heist.
Oh. He was okay, honestly, he was showing off because it was like a lot of bravado and a lot of false courage just to impress
Oh yeah. Alpha male syndrome.
Alpha Male Syndrome.
Alrighty.
Right, cool.
So as walking off, I'll be like, we may be in a little bit of trouble with who accidentally got killed. So be on the lookout for more eyes tattoos.
Who were they?
They were part of. Have you heard of the Xanathar Thieves Guild? Have they heard of that?
You guys can make history checks, as you are all Waterdavian residents currently.
12. Nice! Kronk is so smart!
14. That matters.
You mean the Xantarans? Well, they started back in the year of
The Xanathar. From
Or Xanathar. Okay, yeah.
I just look at Kronk like,
What?
It's one of those, like, you're just really into true crime kind of things. Like,
I was like in a cell with one of them for a while or something. You know. What do we know?
so you guys know that the Xanathar Guild is one of the newer guilds within the city. It's not necessarily one that has like ancient ties or anything like that, but the Xanathar Guild has been present throughout Waterdeep's history. And it is only until recently that you've started seeing a lot of pushback between the Xanathar Guild and the Zentarim, also known as the Black Network, because it seems like they have conflicting turfs but aren't necessarily drawing realistic lines for where their guild presence is. It seems like the Zentarum just want the Xanathar Guild out, and the Xanathar Guild wants the Zentarum out. You know that the Xanathar Guild exists somewhere in the city, but it's centralized here, whereas the Zentarum are very much few and far between. Like, they are known throughout the entirety of the Sword Coast for their dealings, and even into places as far as Chult. But the Xanathar Guild is very much a centralized effort in Waterdeep.
And that's all I know about it.
Huh.
And he just stops.
Just
So
abruptly. Just
with the 20, you would also know that the guild leader is, for lack of a better term, a giant beholder. He is an unstable beholder that lives underneath Waterdeep somewhere.
Nice.
He's named the guild after himself.
That's still not the
Hence-
weirdest thing I've heard.
all the eye tattoos.
Big blasty ball of unpleasantness. We'll take it down.
No,
Probably
Kronk,
not.
Kronk, no.
No.
Not.
One
So-
day.
We didn't do that.
Yeah. So, question, Kronk, if you know it, as many eyes as a member has is like their rank or something, I'm assuming, or is that just a thing?
It's
The
just
tattoos.
kind of a thing.
Okay, cool, because I really don't want to have fucked with a higher ranking officer of some fucked up beholders cult.
Where are we going again?
The screwed dragon, a skewered dragon.
Have we been there before?
You guys probably have been there before. Knowing your ragtag group, this is kind of a...
We have standards.
Yeah, but not all the time do you have money, and that's really the important factor here. And so this
Has
is...
not Doug ever played there.
No, not Doug has never played there.
They have standards.
They have standards.
They have a
And
person there who plays not Doug acoustic covers.
You can't play acoustic covers of a jazz band, okay?
The only problem with that is that you guys would know that this is the kind of bar where if a bar did set up with an acoustic guitar to play these like coffee shop renditions of any song, their guitar would probably be like smashed over their head and they would be thrown out of the bar. This is very much the seedy sailors bar.
Welcome to the Salty Splatoon. How tough are ya?
Now spit.
Ding.
How far is this place from...
From where you guys are, you are probably traveling farther into the night. When you had gotten to the Yawning Portal, it was getting to be roughly evening. There was a nice sunset on this lovely fall day that was just sort of just shining onto Waterdeep as a whole. And there weren't really many clouds up in the sky. There were a few that were passing by off in the distance, but it was actually a reasonably nice day for your previous job that went so well. And going into night, you can see that there are clouds that are rolling in from the sea as the temperature starts dropping significantly as you guys get further into the dock ward. And it's at this point, it's probably 8 or 9 at night. Like, you had gone for an early evening so you could catch Not Doug's full set before all hell broke loose. But you weren't able to get all of it before the brawl occurred and you guys were forced to leave the bar. As 2,000 gold or 10 years hard labor didn't exactly seem like the most appealing thing to occur during your stay here.
Cool.
Quick campaign. 10 years later.
Or
We would have been like,
or a very boring campaign.
yeah.
So you guys are in your cell again, and
What would you like to
37.
do?
Halfling comes over
Crack.
and says that he's the strongest guy in the yard.
Kronk.
I will not stand for this.
Perception check, you notice they are holding a shiv.
Do I get sneak attack?
Okay, cool. So the skewered
Skewered
dragon,
Yeah.
and then we need to talk to the dock ward. So where's the? Is that
Is
like?
he working at this late at night?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, they would be open. It's a pretty ragtag kind of bar. And as you guys approach, based on the description that you were given for the skewered dragon, as well as having been there previously, you can see what always looks like the remains of a bar. Like this place does not look like it would, like it may have been put together well about 50 years ago. But that was in a pre-sundering era before a giant cataclysm like swept through Waterdeep. So going up to the skewered dragon, you can see that the windows that it has on the outside have just been blasted inward. There is an anchor that's just lodged in the top half of this bar that's like broken through the roof and the walling and is just resting, and they can't really pay anybody to get it out. Most of the roof is gone, and as you go into the bar, it's one of the things that you like about it is that there's a lot of natural light that comes through with the ceiling. But at the same time, you know that once the rains come in, this is going to be not the best situation for you guys, especially with how dark and just overall foreboding these clouds looked as they were rolling in, and you could see that sheet of rain just off in the distance in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. How has it been? What has the weather been like the last couple days?
It's been blustery. So the
Blustery.
The overall temperature, like in the market district and in the castle ward, those are it's very much pleasant. Like you'll feel a breeze run through the city streets. And there are nice leaves that are always ready to be crunched as you guys would walk from place to place. And it had a very pleasant feel to it. But whenever it would get about nighttime, so daytime is like 65 degrees, 68. Like it never really peaks 70. You're not looking for an overall hot day. But when it comes to the night and the cold winds from the ocean start blowing in without the heat of the day to actually keep the city warm, it can drop to around 40 degrees, 30 degrees of just wind chill from, and that's kind of how the skewered dragon is as well, because they have a hearth going, but again, open roof, there's no real way to keep the heat in. But they just have it going, and you can see that most of the tables have kind of been set up near the fire to keep people warm. So a good 3/4 of this bar is just uninhabited, and then one really packed cluster off to the side.
I kind of look over at Hubris. You're the mouse.
Guess I'll work the crowd.
I'll keep an eye out to see if anything suspicious is going on.
I'm going to do survival stuff so that I can see if I can find like a hair or something.
Okay.
And I had to Google those temperatures because I don't talk Fahrenheit.
Oh.
I mean, like the rest of the world.
That's true. That's completely true.
How much did you say it was, Indoor?
It was about like, it's about like 45 degrees out right now.
refrigerator cold.
Refrigerator cold, like so, like
It's pretty. It's pretty chilly.
11.
7 Celsius.
I was close.
Yeah.
I'll go in and try and find the bartender.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty easy. You see that there is kind of it's like kind of a raggled looking sailor who has his sleeves rolled up, and you can just see that there are like his arms are just coated in tattoos. and his lower jaw kind of juts out. Just, what you looking for?
Looking for something.
Ale, porter.
Actually, you know what? Let me get an ale.
He just kind of like walks over and pours some beer into a mug and brings it back over. Here you go, Sonny. What are you looking around for?
And he'll slide like a gold piece towards him. I was wondering if you could tell me if you've seen someone, red-haired human, about yay tall, kind of droopy in the eyes. Apparently he's good-looking.
Well, I seen two red-headed folk, and they were hanging out together. One of them was pretty handsome, and the other one, he was the one with the droopy eye. And they were here a couple days ago, hanging out with that Volo fella.
Wait, there was two of them.
Yeah, two of them.
Yeah, one was handsome, and then the other one had the droopy eyes.
Yes. They're both red hair. The second one came out after Volo left.
Right. Do you know what happened to either or?
No. It's not my job to fucking keep track of people when they leave the bar.
I was just wondering if you saw him. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Can I inside see if he was telling the truth about not knowing where they went?
Make an insight check.
Hey, Kronk.
I only got a 7, so I have no
Behind him,
idea.
the ale.
Yeah, he's not. He seems pretty truthful about it.
I've got another idea, Hubris. What if you...
I'm not gonna murder him.
No. Sorry, that was completely out of character. Not Douglas playing. You have to understand. What if Kronk picks you up and you ask everyone if they've seen this guy, and I'll see if anyone reacts awkwardly.
Sure.
And if we get into trouble, we run. We do an escape.
I'm the pretty one here, not the brains.
Do we have brains?
I'm very wise.
I'm 16 wisdom, 14 intelligence. Am I the smartest?
You're the smartest one, yeah.
We're
I have
fucked.
18 wisdom. Shit. I would like to make a survival check on to see if I can find Volo's scent because I have it.
Okay.
So because I have marked his scent, I get to double my proficiency bonus to any check you make to find the marked creature.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's why I smelled him. Because if I know where he was, then I can probably find something to do with the other ones.
Good thing he doesn't know. He would have felt used.
I mean,
I think he would have enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah, right?
Especially if it was ghosts using him.
I do what I do, man. All right, so that's 23.
So you close your eyes and you just kind of let the smells of the city kind of waft in. And it's one of those things where it's very easy to pick up, for you to be able to pick up on Volo's scent, even the remnants of one, mostly because it doesn't smell like shit and seawater. And so you go over to a corner of the bar that no longer has any kind of chairs or anything like that. Like no chairs, no table. It's all been moved over towards the fire. And looking around, you can see a long piece of purple thread that you're assuming came from probably Volo's clothes. As he was just hanging out drinking with his friend and looking around, you also find that there are several red hairs that are also around this area.
Okay. I can't like I'm not a bloodhound. I can't get a scent off. I have to get a scent off a person. So I will take the hairs just as a but is there anything else that I noticed? Any smells or like weird etchings in like this immediate area?
No, it doesn't look like there was any sign of a struggle or anything that would belay to you that there was a conflict here that wasn't just like an average bar fight.
Right.
And with the like, if there were any kind of strange markings on the ground, this doesn't really seem like the bar that would be best to be fit for that, since they move their tables and chairs around depending on what the weather is.
Yeah.
And so it's very much not. It wasn't an easy find in general to find a scrap from Volo, but you were able to find one even with the environment kind of working against you.
Okay. I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to fold the hairs and the extra fabric in it as like a little, since there's no Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it in my bag and I'm going to walk over to the others. What'd you find out?
We're going to test something out. We may have to run. So
Wait. Before we do that, what did the barmaid say?
That it wasn't his fucking job to look after everyone in the bar.
Oh, and there's 2 red-haired people, one good-looking, one droopy eye.
Oh, yeah, that's...
With Volo?
No. After Volo left, which one came out? Did we find out which one came out second?
What do you mean came out second?
No, they both stuck around to drink.
Yeah, but you
said
the redheaded
one of them
fellow,
wasn't
Volo's
there with
friend.
Volo.
Volo's friend had stuck around to drink at the skewered, and Volo had left. And then another redheaded person who looked very similar to Floon came by and sat with him to enjoy drinks.
But non-Flume, is he? Did we find out if he was the good-looking or the droopy eye?
He was the good-looking one.
Okay, so
non-Floon.
Yeah.
So Fabio came up second.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, big guy. And like Hubris is scuffing the bottom of his boots against the floor just to get like a little bit of the dirt off, and starts climbing on top of like Kronk's shoulders to stand there.
I want to step on a chair next to him so I can see everyone.
I'm going to fade into the blackness because I have no idea what's going on.
Right.
Okay. So Ghost, make a stealth check.
Okay.
Ookie.
Klee guy.
Klee guy. Ooh, that's a 21.
Yeah, so
Nice.
just like you
Still
said,
no-
this is very much a fuck this, and you just
Yeah.
fade off to the side.
I still know where you are, so don't think you're getting away from me that easy.
That's creepy.
It's got a very high passive perception.
Yeah.
So
Well,
The team is.
can I just say, if I get your scent, I know where you are within 60 feet of me, no matter what, until I have a short rest.
That's even creepier.
Right? So don't come at me, bro.
them good
Creep
smells.
squad.
Kronk, so just in case this goes a little south, I'm going to drop down, catch me, and throw me out the door.
Right. Gotcha.
Sorry,
you know,
I'm
the old
picturing
basketball
body-
special.
I'm picturing bodyguard.
And what's it? So Hubris goes into his cloak again, pulls out the his arcane focus, points it up into the air, and then fires off a prestidigitation, which is like a shower of sparks.
See that there's a bunch of people who kind of just like feign back, and even the barkeep's like, "What the hell? You don't keep that magic shit out of here!"
Ladies and gentlemen of this fine establishment.
You can see that there's like, it's mostly just like a bunch of old sailors. Like,
Well, gentlemen of this fine establishment.
yeah, what is it you want?
Well, I'm looking for a man, and not in the homoerotic way.
Little companionship goes a long way. What is it?
There would have been a red-haired gentleman in here with semi-droopy eyes about 3 days ago.
Oh yeah, no, he's nice.
So, do you know where he's gone?
No.
Ah, well,
That would have been easy.
yeah, that would have been a little too easy. Gold piece. Whoever can tell me where he is.
You see this little, like, this gnome, like, hops up onto the table and, like, pushes some people aside. He's like, maybe.
You, the rather rambunctious fellow on the table.
Oh, bar tab! Oh, bar tab! It's just like, he grabs it, and then he just tosses the gold piece over to the bartender. He's like, there! Tab's paid off! We're square! What is it you were saying? I needed the gold really bad. I'm going to admit I kind of agreed to this before I took the gold. What is it that you're looking for?
Arcane focus slowly lowering.
Ooh, and like the other regulars just like scoot back from where this guy is to just like solo him out and just okay.
It's basically a tiefling on top of a Goliath pointing down an arcane focus on a gnome.
And that arcane focus looks kind of like a pistol.
Right.
So,
Red-haired gentleman, droopy eyes, here 3 days ago.
yep.
Do you know where he's gone?
Not precisely.
And click loads a bullet.
But I did see some guys kind of following the two of them. That makes sense. There's about 5 of them. I like to hang out at a warehouse, not too far from here.
Any features that we should note?
Well, it's a warehouse on Candle Lane, and there's a little snake, a little black snake above the door handle of the warehouse. You can make a history check when he says black snake above the doorknob.
Ooh, 15.
You would know this to be the marking of a Zent building.
I guess I would have known that straight up.
Yeah. So, last I saw of him, dude's following him down an alleyway. Haven't seen him since.
Great.
Thanks for the gold. Can you please put whatever that is away from my face, please?
Hubris like points it up into the air again.
That's a Goliath? Gosh, right.
And he'll cast another prestidigitation through the arcane focus so that the shower of sparks. Can I like just backflip off of Kronk and then just start walking out the door?
Make an acrobatics check.
This
Yeah,
better
I'm actually
fail.
okay at this.
This better fail.
Shut up. 8 and 2 is 10.
Okay. So, it's not the most, like, it's not the best landing that you've had. And this is more of, like, you just kind of, like, fall back, hands, and then bring your feet over, and then just keep walking out. But it's not, like, stand on the shoulders, do a triple sow cow off the back, land, and then continue walking in one fell swoop.
Hey, next time, Hubris, remind me, and I'll help you and give you advantage.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because I got acrobatics. I'm a performer. Wait,
Oh, that's right.
probably-
Do we all have
probably-
acrobatics? Because
Well, I don't have acrobatics per se, but like I have good decks.
I have athletics because I'm pretty strong.
I am weak as shit. Putting it out there.
So when he does that, I'm just gonna not sneak out, but not just be like in the shadows and then like, all right, I'm just gonna leave now. So I'm just like nonchalantly.
I would have reacted to hearing where he was.
Yeah.
Well, we're in over our fucking heads.
Where?
So
What is going on?
a slight understatement.
The black snake. What does that mean?
You want to take this one, Wolf?
I guess. Really don't want to, but do we really want 100 gold each?
What is the problem?
He was seen being followed by 5 people from the Zentarum. Yeah. Do you know that half orc which was fighting the other dudes?
The one that we helped?
Don't know why we helped, but yes. It's with them. They were following this redhead dude.
All right, so they took him for reasons.
We don't know. If they actually took him, they could have just been walking the same way, so maybe we don't need to go there.
But it does merit scoping out.
Yeah. Another thing,
Yeah.
they kind of think I'm dead, so
Wolf.
Why?
it's a long story. But they think I'm dead, and I kind of want them dead.
You want them dead.
Yeah. But I also think the lady at the Yawning Portal recognized me, so
Now they know you're alive.
and they know we're together. So
Ugh.
Ta-da!
you're welcome.
Is there a reason in particular that they want you dead?
I don't know if they actually want me dead, or
They're
if
just-
I was just an unfortunate collateral damage, which I never went back to them.
Were you a part of their guild?
Describe a part of the guild. Like, do I have a coin which shows that I'm a member and I was working my way up there? Then yes, that means I was a part of the guild.
Well, do you have a coin that shows that you were working your way up there? There go, meaning you were part of the guild?
Yes,
Mm.
Okay.
possibly.
Well, then this is fabulous. We can use that coin to get in.
These are not good people.
We are not good people.
Oh, well, that's subjective.
Yeah. We
I'm
took
sure.
out
You just
two.
murdered 2 people like 10
And do you know what they do for a living? Slavery, drug trade,
Oh.
human and shifter trafficking. Are you happy with that?
Well, then let's kill them.
See? And you judged me before. Oh, I would like an apology.
You did not kill the people that you're talking about, though. You killed the other people.
The people which I killed do the smuggling and stuff. These guys, they just like getting power over people and killing family
The
members.
hustlers?
All right. I'm sorry, Wolf, that I exploded at you because you took a life.
2 lives.
2 lives.
And I
Okay.
wanted to throw him down the well
You're not
while
helping your
Yoga was
case.
alive, while the troll was alive, and then after.
You're not helping your case.
I'm just being honest.
And that's what I like about you, Wolf. All
But
right.
hey, look, if we have to go there because you just really want 100 gold,
I mean,
we can try and bullshit our way in.
yeah, we could try to bullshit our way in. I'm also thinking maybe this could be a bit of publicity towards us.
Yeah, the 4 people which pissed off both the Zentarum and the Xenotho faction in one night.
I'm just saying we could make a show of it, become infamous.
Well, why don't we just check it out first before we jump to any conclusions? We don't know that they took him. What if he's part of their guild?
Would I? I don't think I'd know everyone in the guild, would I?
You've been out of the guild for a while, so the chances are that somebody could have joined during that time seems very likely.
I guess I did leave a big hole when I left. That was very
Yeah.
important. That just could just be me being hot myself.
Probably.
Yeah, they took my finger. That's why I'm missing a ring finger on my left hand.
Oh,
That's why they think I'm dead, because that's all they really found.
I thought it was an aesthetic choice.
I bet gang sign.
Oh, Kronk. So innocent.
Protect this sweet child.
Before we left, how many people were in that bar?
There was about 6 or 7 people in the bar. There wasn't very many. Like, it wasn't packed, but like
Yeah.
the regulars were in.
So as they started walking away, having that little conversation, Kronk is all like, "Who wants a beer on Kronk, the greatest gladiator in all of Waterdeep?"
That gnome is just, yeah! And like other people are also cheering, getting ready for free drinks on somebody else.
And I do the poses, and I throw a couple gold to the crazy jawed man, and thank you, good night.
Come back anytime.
And I joined my companions, and I had missed that whole dark talk. So, and then I said the bit at the end, and he's like, "Oh, Kronk, you're so innocent."
Who's the dock ward?
The dock ward is a district.
Oh,
Like
I see.
an area of town. Like, you guys are currently in the dock ward.
Yeah.
I thought it was some guy we had to talk to.
Right.
No. It's an
The warden
area.
of the dock.
Well, I guess we're off to go see. I didn't work in this area of the town, did I?
No, and you didn't
Do they
really
communicate much?
You weren't centered out of here. Like, you weren't centered out of Waterdeep initially for your time in the Zents. You were actually in Tribor, pretty far away from here. But then as you kind of made your way over and increased your standing in the Zents, then eventually they moved you to Waterdeep to kind of help you out, progressing along with you and your sister. And then that's when everything happened and kind of led to where you are now, is after you arrived in Waterdeep.
There's a chance they may not know me, so we got that going for us. But I think if I let Hubris use the coin and bullshit his way in.
Sure, I can do that, but is there like any secret handshakes? Do I have to know a passphrase, secret knock, like?
I don't believe there was when I was once a member. The coin itself showed that you were. It's like their insignia.
Yeah.
Please don't lose that coin, because that coin's going into the mouth of the person which blew up my sister.
That's some heavy backstory to be dropping on me.
Day one.
Well,
Day one.
I mean, this isn't day one with us.
yeah, well, we had been traveling together for a while and no one knows anything about me.
Is that on us or is that on you?
Column A, column B. Like, we don't know much about you, do we?
No.
Thanks for sharing with us all. That's awesome.
Well, I kind of had to, or else we could all die, so it
Mm-hmm.
All right.
was really 50-50 if I did.
So tell me what I need to know.
Don't you think we should maybe just look around first?
Oh, as we're walking, you know.
Yeah, and you
Just like a game
guys, going through the dock ward, like, you know the way to Candle Lane from where you guys are at. Again, kind of having been centered out of Waterdeep for the majority of your guys' lives. It's pretty easy to know where you're going in this city. And so you arrive on Candle Lane after about 10 minutes of where you guys were walking. Like, it really wasn't that far away from the bar, all things considered. And it takes you... What?
Isn't this where Volo's hold up? Or at least one of his houses.
No, that is on Troll Skull Alley, is the
Troll Skull.
location that he had given you.
Okay.
And so you, like, looking around, there are several warehouses that are spread throughout this lane. But you guys do eventually find a solitary-looking warehouse towards the end of a lane that has this little black snake with wings engraved above a door handle. And it's not sharing any walls directly with any other building. It looks like it's a standalone warehouse.
Wait, in the past, they don't normally ask what rank you are, right?
No.
Okay, cool.
What's the lowest rank? With the second to lowest rank.
Worm.
No.
Okay.
The second lowest is wolf.
You're not shitting me, are you?
No.
So
Great.
your name is it your real name?
No.
Fair enough. I can understand the veil of secrecy.
It's supposed to meant to come out on day one.
I don't know. It's like you walk in there and someone calls you ensign, and you're like, "What's my duties as an ensign?" No.
Yeah. So the ones which we can kind of boss around, the new members, they are called Fangs, I believe. Yes, they have the rank of Fang. And then you've got the rank of Viper and the rank are Dragon, and then a Dreadlord. We don't want to see a Dreadlord.
Okay. Normally there's a hierarchy system that makes sense, but
Yeah, I don't really understand how it goes Fang, Wolf, Viper, a Dragon, and Dreadlord. Yeah.
I think it's really cool they named a whole rank after you.
Bless.
He's so innocent.
I'm gonna tell you guys now, if anything ever happens to Kronk, I'm killing all of you, then myself.
Yep.
You can try.
And that is actually where we are going to call it for the evening, with you guys standing outside of this Zentarum warehouse. So, first of all, I would like to say thank you to everyone who decided to come by and enjoy this lovely chat. Thank you to Justin Marie 18. Thank you to Death is Fun 472 for following during this stream. That was awesome. And thank you, Greybeard, for hosting during this time. As always, thank you again to everybody. Otherwise, I would just be a madman raving in a room by myself. Thank you, Royce Melbourne, for being active in chat. It's really awesome. But
And coming up with our group name.
yeah, you guys didn't even have to reveal a group name.
Nope.
It's fine. You got a whole nother week. It's gonna be like the Monday game. You guys are gonna be like 9 episodes in and still just don't have a group name.
Couple Up came up with one.
It just hasn't come up in the game.
Yeah.
It'll be like 50 Discord posts between now and next Monday. So
It'll change.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, so we are going to do our sign off. So, RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Oh, hey, you can find, hi, I'm RJustice. You can find me on Twitter at RJustice282, where I tweet about nerdy and life stuff, like I said in the opening. I also am here sometimes on Twitch at RJustice282 as well, where I variety stream.
This is the best kind. All right, Greybeard, where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm Greybeard of Greybeards Tavern. You can go to greybeardstavern.com, and all my links are there: Twitch, Twitter, Tumblr, all that goodness. But you can catch me Sunday mornings. I do Darkest Dungeon at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Greybeards Tavern here on Twitch.
All right, awesome. And our dear Ghost, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp. I have a Twitter that I tweet on sometimes. I am on the Monday show as a very feisty little halfling. And I'm thinking about maybe streaming, but I really only play Overwatch, so maybe yours Overwatch stream.
Do it.
I'll lurk the shit out of you.
Yeah!
All right, and damn it, Barry, where can we find you? What do you do?
I am found on Twitch and Twitter with Dammit Barry. I'm in a few D&D streams on a bunch of channels. I'm always up for one-shots and testing out new games people create. That's how we make magnificent things like Not Doug. And I've recently been streaming Skyrim, but we've got Tomb Raider, Assassin's Creed. Like, there's so many other games coming out in this next month and a bit, so don't know what I'm going to do with my time.
That's fair. Well, if you're looking for stuff to do in your free time, let me tell you all about the schedule that we have set on this channel. Monday nights, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. We got our amazing Indoor Adventures game. We got LBHackEmUp in that game. And that's been super fun. We're currently going into episode 8 of that. Tuesdays, you guys can come back here and enjoy more indoor heist with these lovely fine people. Wednesdays, you can come back again, same time, but I play the Neverwinter MMO. So if you are looking to hang out while I play Neverwinter and want to be best friends and join me in the game, totally welcome, and I encourage it because I am looking for more people to join my guild because it's very young and we need money. But that's it for the show. Again, thank you all so much for stopping by. I hope that you all have a great rest of whatever time of day it is that you're viewing this. And until next time, we will see you guys later. All right.
Bye.
Bye.